There is a quiet, almost haunting frustration that many men carry deep within them. It's the feeling of being completely invisible to the one woman they actually want. You see her. You feel the magnetic pull of her energy. It's visceral, isn't it? But when she looks at you, there is nothing, no spark, no curiosity, just a flat, polite indifference. It is a hollow feeling to be in the presence of someone who occupies your every thought, only to realize you don't even register as a possibility in theirs. Now listen closely. Most men, in this moment of realization, do the absolute worst thing possible. They try harder, they perform, they become louder, more helpful, more available. They try to convince her of their value through logic or favors, and in doing so, they bury any remaining chance of attraction under a heavy, suffocating mountain of desperation. Welcome. Today, we aren't going to talk about cheap pick-up lines or hacks to trick a woman's mind. We are going deeper. We are going to explore the raw, psychological, architecture, female desire. We are going to discuss how to move from being a background character in her life to becoming the man she cannot stop thinking about, even if she has never given you a second glance, even if she has explicitly told you she isn't interested. You see, attraction is not a conscious choice. A woman does not sit down with a pen and paper and decide who she is going to feel a spark for. It is a biological and a psychological reaction to your energy. If she isn't interested yet, it is almost certainly because you are broadcasting on a frequency that she has already filtered out. You are predictable. You are safe. You are known. And in the realm of deep, visceral desire, the known is rarely exciting. To change this, we must first master the art of the psychological reframe. You have to stop viewing her lack of interest as a final rejection of your worth and start seeing it as a blank canvas. She doesn't dislike you. She simply hasn't discovered you. There is a profound difference. When a woman is indifferent, it means her emotional defenses are neutral. She isn't pushing you away. She's just not letting you in. To break that neutrality, you need to introduce a variable she didn't see coming. You need to disrupt her perception of who you are. Let's begin with the most primal tool at your disposal, the eyes. Most men, when they are around a woman they desire but don't have, they look at her with a gaze that is either too fleeting because of nerves or too intense because of hunger. She can feel that you want something from her, whether it's her attention, her validation, or her body. She feels the reach in your eyes. And the moment a woman feels you reaching for something she isn't ready to give, she retreats. It creates psychological pressure, and pressure is the absolute death of desire. To flip this dynamic, you must master what I call the grounded gaze. Neurologically, there is a fascinating connection between the eyes and the emotional centers of the brain when you are speaking to her. I want you to stop scanning her face, stop looking at her mouth, stop shifting your eyes nervously from side to side. Instead, focus gently, and I mean very gently, on her left eye. There is research suggesting that the left eye is more directly linked to the right hemisphere of the brain, the side responsible for intuition, emotion, and connection. By holding a soft, steady gaze on her left eye, you aren't just looking at her, you are looking into her. You aren't asking for her approval. You aren't waiting for her to smile back. You are simply observing her with a sense of calm, masculine presence. This releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, but more importantly, it signals to her nervous system that you are safe and that you are not afraid. In that silence, in that steady look, she will feel a quiet click of connection. She won't be able to explain it, but she will suddenly feel seen in a way that other men simply don't see her. But listen to me, connection alone is a trap. If you only build connection, you end up as the best friend. You become the therapist, the shoulder to cry on, the man she tells her secrets to, while she dreams of someone else. To move from the friend zone into the zone of desire, you need tension, and tension requires space. One of the greatest mistakes men make when a woman isn't interested is becoming more available to her. You think that if you are always there, the first to like her photo, the one who replies to her text in seconds, the one who is always free when she needs a favor, that eventually she will realize how great you are. But the opposite happens. In the economy of human emotion, value is directly tied to scarcity. If you are always available, you are a commodity in infinite supply. You have no cost, and people do not value what they perceive as free. To make her desire you must become a man of mystery and purpose. This doesn't mean you play games. This doesn't mean you ghost her or act like a child. It means you actually cultivate a life that is more important than her. You must have a mission, a mountain you are climbing, a set of goals that take priority over checking your phone. When a woman realizes that your world does not revolve around her, a fascinating psychological shift occurs. Her ego, which was once comfortable with your predictable interest, suddenly feels a slight bruise. She begins to wonder, why isn't he chasing? What else is he doing? Who is he with? And that Wondering is the first seed of obsession. Desire lives in the gaps. It lives in the moment when she is alone in her bed, wondering where you are. If you never give her those gaps, you never give her the chance to miss you. Now let us move deeper into the senses, beyond what she sees, to what she feels and what she breathes. Have you ever considered the power of an anchor? In psychology, an anchor is a sensory stimulus that triggers a specific emotional state. And the most direct, most primal path to the human brain is through the sense of smell. Your scent is your invisible signature. Most men treat fragrance as an afterthought. They spray something cheap, something overpowering, or worse, they smell like nothing at all. But when a woman is indifferent to you, you need every psychological edge available. The olfactory bulb is located right next to the amygdala, the part of the brain that processes emotion. This is why a single scent can bring back a flood of memories from 10 years ago in a split second. To make a woman desire you, you must become an anchor of comfort and mystery. Choose a fragrance that is high quality, something woody, or perhaps with notes of amber and leather. Nothing synthetic, nothing loud. You want a scent that doesn't announce your arrival, but lingers. Long after you've left the room, imagine this. You are standing near her, you aren't chasing her, you aren't even talking to her, but as she catches a hint of that scent, it is warm, it is grounded, it feels expensive. Later that night, when she is alone and she catches a similar scent in the air, her brain will involuntarily serve up a mental image of you. You are now occupying space in her subconscious. You are no longer that guy she knows. You are becoming a feeling, but scent is only the beginning of the sensory shift. We must talk about the sound of authority. Listen to your own voice for a moment. When you speak to a woman you find attractive, does your pitch go up? Do you speak faster? Do you stumble over your words because you're trying to be funny or clever? High pitch and rapid speech are biological markers of anxiety. They tell her nervous system that you are lower in the hierarchy, that you are seeking her approval, and you cannot desire what you look down upon. To change her perception, you must lower your octave, speak from your chest, not your throat, and more importantly, master the pause. The most powerful men in the world are never in a rush to finish their sentences. They speak, and they allow the weight of their words to hang in the air. When she asks you a question, don't jump to answer it immediately. Look into her eyes, let 2 seconds pass, and then respond. This silence is magnetic. It tells her that you are comfortable with tension. It tells her that you don't need to fill the air with noise to feel secure. In that silence, she will find herself leaning in. She will find herself trying to read you. And the moment a woman starts trying to read you, she is already invested. Now, let's discuss social proof. Desire is often a social contagion. A woman who isn't interested in you is often looking at you through a lens of isolation. She sees you as an individual, perhaps a nice one, but an isolated one. But what happens when she sees you in a room and she notices other people reacting to you? What happens when she sees you laughing with the bartender or being greeted warmly by a group of strangers? Her perception shifts. Suddenly, you aren't just the guy who likes her. You are a man with social value. You are a man who other people want to be around. This is why I tell men, stop focusing on the girl. Stop focusing on the girl. Focus on the room. Be the most present person in the environment. Treat the waiter with the same grounded respect you would give a CEO. Move with a sense of ease. When she observes you from a distance, when she thinks you aren't looking, and she sees you commanding the space without effort, her biological alarm goes off. She starts to question her own indifference. She thinks, what did I miss? Why is everyone else drawn to him while I'm standing over here? That is the beginning of the re-evaluation phase. You haven't said a word to her, you haven't sent a text, you haven't bought her a drink, but her internal narrative is changing. You are moving from the friend category into the intriguing stranger category, and in that category, anything is possible. There is a concept in psychology called reactance. It is the human instinct to protect our freedom when we feel someone is trying to influence us. When you chase a woman who isn't interested, she feels that influence, she feels your need for her to change her mind, and her brain automatically pushes back. It is a defense mechanism to make her desire you. You must remove the pressure of your intent. You must engage in what I call the Stoic disruption. Stoicism is not about being a robot. It is not about being cold or heartless. It is about the mastery of your own emotional baseline. Imagine a scenario, she cancels a date, or perhaps she takes 3 days to reply to a message. Most men would react. They would send a passive-aggressive text, or they would ask, is everything okay? When you do that, you are telling her that she has the power to move your needle. You are telling her that your emotional stability depends on her validation. The Stoic disruption is when you do nothing, absolutely nothing. You receive the cancellation, and you reply with No worries, I hope you have a great evening. And then you go and have a great evening. This disrupts her entire internal model of you. She expected you to be bothered. She expected to feel that tug of your neediness. When she doesn't feel it, she experiences a vacuum. She begins to think, wait, is he not as into me as I thought? Does he have other options? Why is he so unbothered? Desire is born in that space of uncertainty. If she knows exactly how much you like her, there is no mystery. If she knows she can have you at any moment, there is no challenge. But when you remain emotionally centered, regardless of her actions, you become a pillar, and women are biologically drawn to pillars. Now, we must talk about the other side of this coin, because mystery without warmth is just distance. And distance alone does not create love. We must talk about emotional safety. If a woman is not interested in you, it is often because she does not feel seen in your presence. She feels like a trophy you are trying to win or a puzzle you are trying to solve. She doesn't feel like a human being. To make her desire you, you must create a sanctuary of safety. How do you do this? You listen. And I don't mean you wait for your turn to speak. I mean you listen to the emotion behind her words. When she speaks, look at her, not with hunger, but with a quiet, curious presence. If she tells you about a struggle at work, don't try to fix it. Don't tell her what you would do. Instead, reflect her emotion back to her. Say, that sounds like it was incredibly draining for you. In that moment, something magical happens. Her nervous system drops its guard. She feels a sense of relief. She thinks, he understands me. I don't have to perform for him. I don't have to be on for him. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she will begin to associate your presence with peace. And in a world that is loud and chaotic and full of men trying to take things from her, a man who provides peace is a man who becomes indispensable. But here is the key. You must be a dangerous man who chooses to be peaceful. She must know that you have the capacity for strength, that you have the capacity for boundaries, that you are a man who other people respect. If you are just nice, you are boring. But if you are a man of high value, a man with options, a man with a mission who chooses to be gentle with her, that is the recipe for obsession. She will look at you and see a paradox. A man who doesn't need her, but who understands her. A man who is going somewhere, but who is fully present when he is with her. That paradox is the birth of desire. And it begins with you deciding that your value is not up for debate. Whether she notices you or not, you are still the king of your own world. And ironically, that is exactly when she will want to be your queen. We have talked about your presence, your scent, and your silence. But now we must just discuss the most powerful force in the universe of attraction, polarity. Think about a magnet. Two positive ends will push each other away with a violence that is invisible but undeniable. Two negative ends the same. In modern dating, we have lost our polarity. Men are becoming more passive, more agreeable, more feminine in their pursuit. They check in, they ask for permission, they wait for her to lead, and then they wonder why the spark is dead. If a woman is not interested in you, it is often because there is no polarity. You are nice, you are sweet, you are neutral. To make her desire you, you must re-establish your masculine pole. This does not mean being a jerk, it means being decisive when you are around her. Stop asking, where do you want to go? Or what do you want to do? Instead, lead. Say, I'm going to this gallery on Thursday, you should come with me. Do you hear the difference? You aren't asking for a date. You are inviting her into your world. If she says she's busy, you don't offer a different day. You simply say another time then, and you go to the gallery alone or with a friend. By leading, you allow her to relax into her feminine energy. You take the burden of decision making off her shoulders. And for a woman, there is nothing more attractive than a man who knows exactly where he is going. Now, let's talk about the slow burn. We live in a world of instant gratification. Swipe right, get a match, meet for a drink. We want everything now. But desire, true soul-shaking desire, is a slow cooking process. If she isn't interested yet, do not try to close the deal in a week. You are playing the long game. You are planting seeds in her garden that will take time to bloom. This involves what I call micro-investments. Instead of a long emotional text, send her a picture of a book you're reading that reminded you of a conversation you had. No question attached. Just, thought you'd find this interesting. Then disappear for 4 days. You are giving her a hit of your presence, and then you are removing it. This creates a psychological phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik effect. The human brain hates an unfinished task. It hates a story with a missing chapter. When you send a thoughtful message and then go silent, her brain keeps the tab open for you. She starts to wonder, wait, did he see my reply? What is he doing now? You are training her brain to think about you when you aren't there. And remember, attraction doesn't happen when you're standing in front of her. Attraction happens in the space between your visits. There will be moments when she tests you. She might mention another man. She might criticize something you're wearing. She might be cold for no reason. Most men fail this test. They get defensive, they explain, they get angry. A man of high value just smiles. He looks at her as if she's a playful child. He doesn't take her test seriously because he knows who he is when she sees that she cannot shake your core, that you are a mountain that doesn't move just because the wind blows. She feels something she hasn't felt in a long time. She feels safe. She realizes that if she can't break you, then the world can't break you either. And that is the man she wants to stand behind. Are you starting to see the shift? You aren't changing her. You are changing the way the air feels when you walk into the room. You are no longer the one outside the glass looking in. You are the one inside the vault. And she is the one trying to find the combination. There is a fatal flaw in how most men communicate with women they desire. They are too honest. Now, do not misunderstand me. I am not telling you to lie. I am telling you to stop confessing. The moment you tell a woman, I really like you, or I want to be with you, before she has felt the same for you, you have effectively handed her the remote control to your emotions. You have ended the movie before the second act has even begun. Mystery is the oxygen of desire. If she knows exactly where you stand, if she knows she has won you, her brain stops working to figure you out. The puzzle is solved, and the solved puzzle is put back in the box and tucked away in the closet. To make her desire you, you must keep your intent blurred. You should be warm, but not devoted. You should be complimentary, but not worshipful. When you look at her, let there be a smirk in your eyes, as if you have a secret that she isn't quite ready to hear. This creates a psychological loop in her mind. She will ask herself, does he want me? Or is he just being charming? Does he treat everyone this way? Or am I special? That internal dialogue, that back and forth in her own head, is where attraction thrives. You are not giving her an answer. You are not giving her a question. Now, we must move to the physical, because you can be the most psychologically grounded man in the world, but if you are afraid to touch, you will forever be the brother. But listen, I am not talking about aggressive touch. I am talking about the physical escalation of the soul when a woman isn't interested. Her personal space is a fortress. If you try to storm the gates, she will lock them. You must invite her to open them herself. It starts with accidental proximity. When you are walking next to her, let your shoulder brush hers for a fleeting second. Don't apologize. Don't even acknowledge it. When you are sitting next to her, don't lean away. Occupy your space. Let the side of your leg be near hers. Feel the heat of her presence, but do not grab for it. This is called testing the perimeter. If she pulls away, you pull away further. If she stays, or if she leans in, you have just been granted a K to the next gate. The most powerful form of touch is what I call the anchor touch, when she makes a point that is funny. Or when you are emphasizing something sincere, place your hand on her forearm or the small of her back for exactly 1 second too long, and then remove it. Most men touch and then hang on, removal, and they are desperate for contact. But a man of value touches and then withdraws. By withdrawing, you leave her skin craving the contact you just took away. You are showing her that you can handle her, but you don't need to hold her. This creates a physical tension that is almost unbearable. It's the feeling of a rubber band being stretched. The further you pull back, the harder it snaps when it finally releases. And this leads us to the final secret of this part. The power of the high standard. To be truly desirable, she must feel that you are evaluating her. Most men act like they are on an audition for the woman. They are trying to prove they are good enough. Reverse it. Ask her questions that challenge her character. You seem like someone who values adventure, but are you actually brave, or do you just talk about it? You have a beautiful mind, but are you kind to people who can't do anything for you? When you challenge her, you signal that you have a barrier of entry to your heart. You aren't just choosing her because she's pretty. You are choosing her because she meets your standards. The moment she feels she has to earn your full attention is the moment she will stop at nothing to get it. You are no longer the one outside the glass looking in. You are the one inside the vault, and she is the one trying to find the combination. We have traveled through the senses, through the subconscious, and through the deep mechanics of the human heart. But there is one final truth, one pivot that you must make if you want this to be permanent. You must be prepared to walk away. This is the hardest part for any man, to look at a woman you desire, a woman you have invested time and energy into, and to realize that if she cannot meet your frequency, she does not deserve your presence. The most attractive thing in the entire world is a man who is not a slave to his own desires. When you reach the point where you can say to yourself, I want her, but I don't need her, you have reached the summit, because a man who doesn't need anything is a man who cannot be controlled. And a man who cannot be controlled is a man who is infinitely fascinating. If she remains uninterested, let her Do not turn into a victim. Do not become bitter. Bitterness is just another form of neediness. Instead, smile, maintain your grounded gaze, and move on with the same calm authority you've had since the beginning. Very often, it is the sight of your retreating back, moving toward a better life, that finally triggers the desire she was too stubborn to admit. But you won't care by then, because you will have become the man we discussed today. You will be the man with the signature scent, the steady voice, the piercing left eye gaze, and the ironclad mission. You will be the prize. We've covered a lot today. I know it's not easy. The world tells you to be soft when you need to be strong, and to be loud when you need to be silent. But you now have the blueprint. You have the understanding of the slow burn and the Stoic disruption. You know that desire isn't something you take, it's something you invite. The question is, are you brave enough to stop chasing? I want to thank you for spending this time with me. If you felt a shift in your perspective while watching this, if you realize where you've been leaking your power, then I've done my job. Don't just watch this and walk away. Apply it. Start today. Start with the way you breathe. Start with the way you look at the world. If you're ready to reclaim your masculine polarity and become the version of yourself that is impossible to ignore, then I want you to do 3 things. First, like this video, it tells the algorithm that men are ready for the truth, and it helps this message reach the ones who are struggling the most. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. We are going into the darkest, deepest parts of psychology every single week. You don't want to miss what's coming. And finally, leave a comment below with the word "uenbroken." It's a signal to yourself and to me that you are no longer a victim of your emotions. I read your comments. I see your progress. Remember, attraction is not a trick. It is a transformation. Go out there. Build your world, and let her be the one who wonders how she ever lived without you. I'll be seeing you very soon.